With eye operations, people can see. With limb operations and fitting, they can walk. With aids, they are able to hear. But with cleft operations, the children can rightfully take their place in society.
Sometimes, when the world's not on your side, you don't know where to run to, you don't know where to hide. You gaze at the stars in the sky, at the mountains so high, through the tears in your eyes, looking for a reason to replace what is gone. Just remember.
Welcome to another great episode here on the Big Magazine. I am Tafadzwa Mushipe with Charity Focus. You know my passion. I love people who serve people and who care about others. And this weekend is no exception. I've got two incredible beings with me today, and I hope you will be left inspired. Professor Gatrad and Mr. Aslam, join us today, and thank you. Tell us a little bit more about yourselves.
I always try to help the people before I get involved with the charity work. And locally, in that time in 1960, when the people start coming from particularly India, Bangladesh or Pakistan, you know, they had language problems. And I wasn't familiar with English myself, but I tried to go into night school once in a week, just pick the language, you know, not the qualification or education. And I always help the people to go to the doctors, go to the solicitors, go to the Postal Council. Anybody ask me anytime, during the day or night, I always try to help the people.
I came from Malawi in, many years ago now, 1964. And I did my medical studies in Leeds and qualified in 1971 and subsequently became a pediatrician. And I've been in the health service for 45 years and 35 years as a consultant.
When someone wants to start a charity, how do they do it? And just briefly, just give them a direction as to what constraints they may come across.
I think initially you should perhaps look at some opportunities that arise and see what is being done. I don't think you can just go into a charity. I think you've got to be made that sort of a person, I suppose. And as we were talking about families, you've got to have support from your family because you're going to be away for a long time, many times. Be it fundraising or be it actually sleeping rough. Or alternately, you've also got to have a little bit of money yourself to be able to travel. You have to have a focus to say, well, you don't want to use up a lot of money you raise in overheads, because otherwise, you know, you become like any of the, shall we say, big charities, where 20, 30, 40% of the money goes into overheads. Ours, less than 1%, if that. So I think those are important things. And as far as setting up a charity is concerned, obviously you have to be inspired, I suppose, and different people have got different inspirations. You may have role models. You might have had life experiences, and I've had one particular life experience that has actually perhaps put me towards doing this sort of work. Parents are very important in all this, and I think without parental guidance, without parental inspiration, I don't think you'll be able to do it.
Incredible.
So you have to have role models, inspiration,
And just do it.
And just do it. I think you need energy, and
Yes.
you must enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy it, there's no point in saying I'm doing charity work.
No.
You know, when you see a smile on a person's face who's been operated on, or the person who's desperate, and I don't always believe that it's just food that you need to give. You can improve people's lives by giving them clean water on a much more permanent basis rather than just giving them food for the time, or giving them education. We've got some vocational training that we carry out. Our focus has been, Mr. Aslam does the humanitarian side of things, and he travels, and he's travelled 70 times in the last 25, 30 years. Mine is setting up medical projects. And, you know, again, I look at it in a unit sort of way. Cataracts, £30 each. How much money would you like to give? 10, okay, that's £300. So that way, I think people can relate to that sort of thinking, rather than saying, can you give me some money for some poor people? People don't relate to that very easily. So we've got many, many projects that are unitized. It's easier to raise money. More importantly, when we come back after the project, we actually give them evidence and photos of the people that have been helped.
Incredible. Well, that's all the time that we have for you today, and I hope you have been inspired. I would love to invite you again, because I think we just touched just a little bit of what you actually do, and I know there's more that you'd love to say. So I hope you can come back to the show and tell us a little bit more about how Midland International Aid is helping the community. Thank you, and join us again next weekend.